Today we're going to talk about distortion. And it's really obvious that, of course, we have distortion in our lives. It's just that most of the time we go along with life really feeling that we're in reality in a way that the reality that we perceive is not distorted. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, we kind of merrily go on our way, and we don't really realize that the lens that we're seeing through is shaped from our beliefs that may be distorted. And so it's how we can think things are right and wrong, how we can say people are right and wrong in our lives, how we can comment on situations as right or wrong, and really be convicted. But sometimes we're wrong. And the thing about coming into our pretty energy is that we're facing ourselves in a new and different way. And so there's a self-honesty. And I think a lot of times as we become prettier and prettier inside, we've been taking that road for a while of self-honesty. So there's less distortion. The important thing is, though, is that we must know that there's always some distortion. And so we have to be open if we really want to heal, especially when we're feeling good, especially when we're feeling pretty, especially when we feel our charisma, especially when we're really manifesting at the height of our awareness. It's harder to see our distortion. And that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, of course, it's not a bad thing to be less distorted. But what's my point? I think there's a level of self-mastery that we really start affecting the consciousness of the planet as our heart opens up. When we remind ourselves that the right and wrong that we believe in, the convictions we have, as we get more and more self-reliant in our pretty energy, is to really be open to pushing the goal marker out a little bit more when we get too comfortable. And that isn't to say that we shouldn't really marinate in our successes either, because there's a lot of leverage that we get when we have been manifesting. So we don't want to break our stride. So I think what Spirit is trying to say, because it's so potent, it's almost complicated. Because it's so simple, it's almost complicated. It has a lot of power to what they're saying today. So let me help clarify or make it useful. How's that? Let's make today useful. So we're talking about distortion. We're talking about reminding ourselves to be aware that even when we're feeling really good, we have to be aware that we have small judgments. We have a lack of awareness around what's really good for us, or just general how we see the world. And how can we not have so much of that, even when it gets hidden in our self-mastery, because we are doing less and less of the naughty stuff. We're doing less and less of the selfish stuff. We're judging less. We're less polarized. So what the Holy Spirit is just bringing me into is alignment. So let's do an alignment exercise that will help you to get into right relationship in the highest timeline. Really, when we're flying high, and we already feel like we're in it, we don't want to stay in it. We want to maintain the frequency of pretty. So, in fact, I think that's what the title will be, is maintain the frequency of pretty in your life. So I can feel the power of the Holy Spirit really moving through me in like a deep way, and kind of almost like a quivery way, which means that we're really in a strong vibration, because I'm picking up on all of you in order to do this download. To even be able to accomplish reading the field, I'm reading you first. And I feel like as we've moved through this month, I've felt more intensity doing the downloads. Like sometimes I'm really breathless, which is right now. So let's catch our breath together. And I want you to catch the breath of beauty. Catch the breath of beauty. And in that frequency, Holy Spirit just keeps saying, say it over and over again. So let's say it together. Let's catch the breath of beauty together. And I am the frequency of beauty. And in that, I see the most glimmering angel named Iophiel. Iophiel, the angel of beauty. Wow. And so what would the Iophiel energy look like to you? Let it become alive for you. Let it blanket you in a cloak of frequency so that your beauty is what people are feeling first. And I see what's being told to me. I just got it. So you can't have that shimmering cloak of beauty if you're in distortion. So even if you're in a really magnetic space and, vibe, we want to clear any distortion before we magnify beauty. Whoa, okay. I love this. Okay, so I want you to breathe in your breath of life through your heart. And just ask Iophiel to just magnify your torrential field. So it's a toroidal field, actually. But it feels like torrential energy. It's like a flood of energy in your heart. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm becoming all that I was meant to be. And so, Holy Spirit, just remove any distortion. Any place that I'm holding distortion that keeps me from my truth, that keeps me from my wholeness. And as I breathe you into every cell of my being, I delete the distortions of what I desire. We have desirable distortions. So clean me, clear me, detoxify me, amplify my beauty, amplify my truth, amplify my self-mastery. And I just breathe that in an aloha breath. So alo, which is breathing in the breath of life, alo. And just pouring it out, ha, breath, ha. And yes, it's hello and goodbye, people got that right to a degree, but it's hello to the breath of life. Hello to God in our life. Breathe it in, alo. Ha. And I feel, take that breath that I've given to the universe and return it to me in every cell of my body. Insert the mRNA of beauty. Insert the frequency of beauty beyond my wildest imaginations. In fact, that's what we're doing here. That's the title, Beauty Beyond My Wildest Imaginations. And let's take it in again. I am the frequency of beauty. Breathe in a low. And you can feel how your heart responds to that. And you can feel how your spiritual DNA is charging your field, just like you charge the battery on your phone. The thing about frequency is it's very quick. You don't need to do a lot of it. And you'll feel a rise and an expansion in your field today. So today I want you to focus on the frequency of beauty. beauty beyond your wildest imaginations, that people see your frequency and feel you, thinking that it's what they're seeing, but it's what they're feeling. And that connects your heart to their heart. And then your hearts connect to the planet, and then the planet connects to the cosmos, all through the divine synchronicity of the God consciousness, of source energy, of that which cannot be named. You are this, and it's in every cell of your being. Bless you, beautiful, beautiful woman. And may IOFL resonate in your field in the highest timeline today and always. I love you.